Hello, aspirants, and welcome back to another Essential Explainer session here at Rungta IAS Academy. Today, we're diving straight into a topic that's absolutely crucial for your General Studies Paper 2, specifically international relations.
That's right, sir. We are decoding India's strategic push to resolve market access bottlenecks for our pharmaceutical exports to SAARC nations and Iran. It's a high-yield topic, so let's get right to it.
Now, a quick look at today's discussion map. We'll start with the context of this pharma export push, then quickly decode key terms like SPS and TBT. After that, we'll factor in the geopolitics of the West Asia crisis, examine the institutional synergy in action, and finally, wrap up with those all-important mains and interview takeaways. Senior faculty, moving right into our first segment, the context of the pharma export push in identifying those stubborn market access issues. So, the government of India has kicked off this really vital exercise to spot trade bottlenecks, and when you look at the data, it's pretty obvious why we need to do this. For the 2024-25 fiscal year, India's total pharmaceutical exports hit a staggering $30.47 billion. But, and here's the catch, exports to the SAARC region and Iran combined, they were just about $1.2 billion. Think about that. There is just massive, untapped potential right in our immediate neighborhood.
Exactly. And to tap into that potential, we are zeroing in on very specific target nations. We're talking about Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Maldives, Pakistan, Bhutan, and of course, Iran. Aspirants, make sure you note these down for your regional mapping. Ramping up trade here, it's literally non-negotiable if we want to solidify our neighborhood-first policy.
Right. And just to push past that $1.2 billion ceiling you see here, the Pharmaceuticals Export Promotion Council of India, widely known as PharmExcel, is on an aggressive drive. They are actively seeking specific feedback from exporters and looking for growth solutions, completely on a country-by-country basis. Okay, let's transition to Section 2. We need to decode SPS and TBT. These are absolutely crucial UPSC keywords. You see, the Commerce Ministry has identified some very specific hurdles holding us back. The first big one is SPS, which stands for Sanitary and Phytosanitary Measures. Now, if you are writing a mains answer, you must quote this as a classic non-tariff barrier. Technically, these are just domestic regulations to ensure health and safety standards. But on the ground, they're practically acting like massive walls blocking market access for Indian pharma. The second term you need to know is TBT, or Technical Barriers to Trade. These involve your complex technical regulations, really strict packaging standards, and these long, drawn-out conformity assessment procedures. When you combine SPS and TBT, you get the core technical framework of the trade hurdles we're currently up against. Absolutely. Now, let's bring in the external factors in Section 3. Geopolitics, specifically the West Asia crisis, and how it acts as an external shock to regional trade. Right, because any top-tier GS2 answer has to integrate external shocks. You can't just look at trade in a vacuum. The ongoing West Asia crisis isn't just a distant political issue. It has immediate, tangible economic ramifications for us. PharmaCil is actually gathering data right now to figure out exactly how this regional instability is disrupting logistics and payment cycles, specifically regarding our trade with SAARC nations and Iran. Let's see how the government is responding to all of this in Section 4. Institutional Synergy in Action, focusing on the multi-ministerial approach. Subject expert UPSC examiners absolutely love it when you showcase interdepartmental coordination. So here's the actual governance mechanism in action. Step 1. PharmExcel collects inputs directly from exporters about those SPS and TBT hurdles, plus the West Asia impacts. Step 2. All that data gets consolidated for the Foreign Trade South Asia Division. And Step 3, they hold a crucial joint meeting with the Department of Commerce, the MEA, our Indian missions, and the export councils. This right here is a textbook example of a whole-of-government approach to solving trade challenges. Which brings us to our final segment, Section 5, Your Mains and Interview Takeaways. This is all about structuring your final arguments. Senior faculty, we want to leave you with a mock personality test question to really test your analytical skills. Imagine the panel asks you, considering the $1.2 billion export volume, how does the West Asia crisis impact India's regional trade dynamics and health diplomacy in our neighborhood?
That is a brilliant prompt, sir. Aspirants, try to structure your thoughts right at that intersection of hard trade data and fluid geopolitics. Well, that wraps up today's explainer session. Keep revising, stay focused, and all the very best for your preparation.